Not bad, as usual.
Usual weekend. Nothing new.
Yeah.
And what about you, Ibrahim? Anything new? Any interesting information? Updates?
We went to شنو اسمها صبراتة. That's why the last lesson it was noisy.
I see. And
we were on the beach.
And how was it? Was it fun? Did you have lots of fun, or was it boring?
لا fun. جو جميل جدا.
All right. Okay. So that's good. That's good news, I think. I can't remember the last time I went to the beach. It's been so long. Maybe.
It's strange, huh?
Yeah, it's a bit strange, yes. Maybe 5 years, 4 years, maybe. I don't remember, but it's very long.
It's too long. It's too long.
Yes, it's too long since my last, since the last time I went to the beach.
I think going to the beach, going to the beach, it's the best thing that you can do for fun in Libya.
In Libya.
True.
Yeah.
But
if you don't have beach, will be graveyard in Libya.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But going to the beach has become so complicated in the last few years. It's not like before you can just go to any beach, you know, because you have to find a place that's...
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, a place that's clean,
private and
exactly,
clean.
yes.
Yeah.
في الفول كان
Food, and even Tajura used to be, but now it's a bit dirty. I think the qarya, the village itself, if you remember it. I mean, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when we were kids, I remember it was pretty nice. It was okay, but now I think it's not as good as it used to be. So maybe the government needs to, I don't know, build proper places or do something maybe.
Yeah, it seems like you have to go away to have fun with the beach, because you
have to drive very long distances now.
Tripoli,
exactly.
Yeah.
In near Tripoli, it's just not possible anymore. And you know, it's not even very safe to go everywhere. I mean, of course you can go, like here, Ibrahim, he went to Sabrata, it's normal. Many people go. But Ibrahim, you went to the القرية نفسها, the Talil, yes, with the, you know, with the rooms and the facilities. Yeah. And how long did you have to book before you went there? Did you have to book for a long time before you got a room? It's usually full.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay.
لما يعني لما احنا مشينا أول مرة نشوف وش نصير قريب شهر محجوز.
In English, how would you say that?
It was booked for like a month.
Correct. It was booked a month in advance, right? Which is crazy. Mm-hmm. It means it just shows you how many people want to go to the beach and they're not able to. Yeah, maybe because of the population. I think there's an increase in population. Families have children and all the children want to go to the beach.
What do we call in English?
Village.
Village isn't the right word. You can say resort, maybe.
Resort.
Yeah, but resort usually it's kind of expensive. Usually when we say resort, but I think it's the right word.
We can't say village about what we have now. Beside the beach, we can. I think. We can't call them village because there is no resident there. It's something commercial.
You're right, yes. Village isn't the right word, I think, no.
Yeah.
It's just a translation. It's not the proper word. But I'm trying to think of a more appropriate word. And
what they call muntaja?
Resort. Usually they say resort. Yeah. But in English, usually when you say resort, It's usually something expensive, you know. It means like a private place, usually near a hotel. There's a spa included. There's a gym. You know, full facilities. When you say a resort, it's like a tourist resort. It's somewhere where people from all over.
But you can find all these characters in for example, in in
regatta.
مثلا.
Yeah. So if so, yeah. Then and resort is. Yeah. So if you find all those characters, then resort is the correct word. Beach resort. Usually they sometimes say a beach resort. So resort is probably the best word. Okay, so our last topic. Last time I think we talked about when you're looking for something and you don't know what it's called. This doesn't mean, of course, the end of the world. You can always explain what you want. You can explain what you need, right? So we did this in our last lesson, and we learned some useful expressions for describing what something looks like, describing what something is used for, and also saying that you don't exactly know, you don't know what the thing is called exactly. So you can use all these expressions. We learned some of them by saying it's a thing for writing on paper. For example, let's say you forgot the name, you forgot the word marker. So you can just start describing it. You can say it's a thing for writing on the board. So maybe the listener will say, do you mean chalk? You'll say, no, not blackboards. It's used for whiteboards. And then your friend will say, okay, do you mean a marker? And you say, yes, that's it. Exactly. Where can I find it? So on. This is a simple example, but it's usually like this. So whenever if you're abroad and you're looking for something, you don't know the name exactly, just describe it and usually they will, of course, help you. So we did that. We did the conversation between Katharina and the sales assistant. We finished this as well. I think the little pronunciation tip, we haven't done it yet, but let's take a look at it. So here they want you to see the difference between three phonetic symbols, okay? So the first one, who can tell me what the first one is? From the word
G.
Okay, what about the second one?
Yeah.
Correct. And the last one?
U.
Exactly, that's it. And the first one, it's not just it's a soft G, but it's more of a J. It's the British G, right? Or the English G, yeah, like jumper, jacket, large, because a common pronunciation mistake, maybe beginners do this more than you, but I think beginners usually what they do is they pronounce it like the Arabic jim. And in reality, it's not ja, it's ja. So what I tell the beginner class, I always tell them, imagine there's harf dal before the jim, because there's always a d so it's not jungle, it's jungle. So there's a D sound, small one, but it's present.
Sure.
Yeah, and we don't say
even in Arabic, something like this. We call it
What do we call it?
في قراءة القرآن الكريم يقولوا لها اللي هو عند قراءة الجيم يقولوا صفة التعطيش يعني الرجيم يعني مثلا يكون soft مش جي يعني لكن في حتى في اللغة العربية الساوند هذا يعني
ممكن في اللهجة الليبية ممكن ما فيش. Maybe in Quran, yes, you're right if you think of it. I think also because in some other languages, because the jacket, many people try to say it in the French way, jaquet, right? They say ja. No, it's in English. You have to do it with the d, ja, jacket. So this is, I think, the only point here. So just let's quickly listen to them. Maybe get a little bit of practice. Let me go to the audio, okay? Intermediate audio. So let's check. Okay, here's the intermediate audio. I think we want track CD2, track 3. Let's go.
Track 3. 1.
Jungle. Jacket. Gorgeous. Large.
2.
Yellow. Yoga. Yesterday. Young.
3.
University. Student. Tuesday. Few.
Okay. Okay, so the first examples are clear. Now, the second one, let's try to categorize them. Let's just put 1, 2, 3, depending on the sound we think the words have. So, your have the y sound. What about journey? Where? Okay, I shouldn't read it. What about the second word?
Third.
Okay, you want number 3? Okay, Noha, do you agree? Do you think number 3 is the right sound?
No, it's journey. So number 1.
علي 3 يا ندوة. على قصدي usually.
No, I'm talking
مش
about the
على
second.
journey.
Yeah, but what about
first?
Okay, so journey. Yeah, I was talking about journey. Okay, what about the next one?
Next one, you. 3.
Next word number 4. What about this word?
Year. 2.
Okay. This one?
Huge. You. 3.
لا مش one.
Okay. The next word?
Vegetable. 1.
Okay. I should write it there. With the word after vegetable?
Barbecue. 3.
Okay, the next words, Brahim, what do you think?
July. 1.
Okay, the one after it?
Yet. 2.
Next word?
Dangerous. 3.
Okay. Next word?
Music.
Yeah. What about this word?
3.
Okay. And the last word?
Onions.
This is a tricky word. Not tricky, but because the spelling doesn't
maybe.
help. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let me play the CD and you can confirm. All right.
4. 1. Journey. Vegetable. July. Dangerous. 2. Your. Year. Yet. Onions. 3. You. Usually. Huge. Barbecue. Music.
Okay, so there are a few mistakes,
Dangerous
right,
is
Ibrahim?
allowed.
Okay, so dangerous, which group should it go with?
1.
Yes, let's do number 1. And there's another one, I think, that wasn't correct. Or I think only dangerous.
No, dangerous is.
Yeah, onions is number 2 with the yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, the rest are okay. Okay, so let's move on. That says number 3 in exercise 3, cover, okay. Underline 4 of these sounds. Okay, Ibrahim, can you read the first sentence and show me where you can find the ya sound, the phonetic ya? So
Your younger sir went to yoga yesterday.
Okay.
Younger.
Right.
Yoga yesterday.
All right. Okay. Number 2. Naha, you can do number 2. Or if you want to continue, Ibrahim, maybe you can. Well, let's divide them 2, easier. Okay, you can do the second one, Ibrahim. Then Naha can do 3 and 4.
Gorgeous. Large. Vegetable.
These are 3. There should be 4. There's another one missing, Ibrahim.
July.
Yes. Okay, now next one. Number 2, 3 and 4, please.
I usually have huge barbecues with great music. Usually. Huge.
Sorry. Okay. Yes. Go ahead. I was answering them, thinking that you were saying them. Yeah, and the next one?
Huge.
Yes.
Or barbecues.
Correct. There's one missing.
Usually.
I marked it, usually.
Huge.
I also marked it.
Barbecues.
I marked it as well.
Music.
Yes. All right. Okay, next example, Naha, number 4.
There aren't any yellow onions yet this year. Okay, the sound yeah. Yellow.
Okay.
Onions. Onions. Yet. Year.
Okay. What about any? It also has a Y in the end. Can we count it? Does it have
the sound of the Y here is like long I.
Correct.
Any.
Yes.
Not
yeah.
Not yeah.
Correct. Right. Okay, Ibrahim, the last 2 for you.
Jacket.
Okay.
Dangerous. Jungle. Journey.
Right. Okay, and the last one?
Students.
Okay.
University. Tuesday.
There's one missing. One left.
Few.
Yes. Correct. Of course, this sound, the U sound, the U, there are a few differences between this and between British and American English. Take a look at these common examples, okay? There's another one.
Stupid.
There's another example.
Stupid.
I think American pronounce TU like two.
Correct.
But English say it like TU.
Yes, this is one of the differences. Yeah. Can you try doing them in both ways? These 3 words in American and British.
You mean the words contains TU?
No, here I wrote them on, I don't know if you've seen the screen. There are 3 words I wrote under here. I don't know if you can see them. You see them? The 3 words here? I don't want to read them because otherwise there's no point. Okay, I'll let Ibrahim read them first. You can hear Ibrahim saying them and then you can do them both ways.
Where
Ibrahim,
are they? See them.
can you see them here where my mouse is?
Yeah, mark it with the mark it in red.
Yeah, I'll mark them. Here, they're circled.
ايه نسمع فيهم ايه؟
Under number 3 now.
Yeah. I got it now. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. In English, student, stupid, YouTube.
Correct.
American one, student, stupid, YouTube.
Correct. Yeah. Okay, let's hear how Ibrahim does them.
I have no idea.
All right. Okay, here, I don't know if you've noticed, Ibrahim, but the Americans, they don't say student, they say student. Have you noticed it?
عودها من فضلك.
Yeah, the letter U ما يقولوش في U، ما يقولوش student. اللقطة هذه ما يديروش فيها، يقولوا student، يديروا فيها كأنها double O. If you can try it to maybe after the lesson, try it with the Google Translate because I think it has an American pronunciation. Just write student and let the software pronounce it, read it out, okay? And you can hear it saying student if it's American. The same thing with the word stupid. The British usually say stupid. You can hear the y sound. ليه هذه خليناها تو.
ممكن حتى ما يكتبوش فيها بالساوند هذا بالفونيم هدايا.
That's the point. هي هذه النقطة بالضبط. الفونيم هذا ما يستعملوش في الكلمات هذه. يستعمل في الفونيم الثاني اللي هو بتاع اللي يعطيك long او sound. يعني بالضبط زي اللي هي to و flew, you know, it's the same oo sound. ما غير اليا هذه ما غير اليو. So student, stupid, YouTube.
Tuesday.
So, Tuesday, sometimes they say, yeah. So you might notice it. You need to pay a little attention, but if you do, you can notice that the British and the Americans don't do this phoneme. They don't use it in the same way. Actually, most of the differences, by the way, between British and American, almost most of them are vowels, especially what do you call them? The diphthongs. اللي فيهم الخلطة اللي هي زي goat وزي مثلا زي شنو ثاني؟
diphthongs اللي هم TH مثلا.
لا diphthongs اللي فيهم two vowel sounds, two mixed sounds. Wow, for example, wow, the sound in wow, this is a diphthong. I don't know, maybe they have them in the book here. Let me see. I think they have them.
لاحظت أن اللهجة البريطانية كيف اللي يقولوا letter يقولوا لا.
هذه طبعا تعتبر هذه regional.
لا
لا في اللي يقول لك لا هذه بياكلوا التي، وفي اللي يقول لك لتا الار تمشي ساينت، وفي اللي يقول لك لتر اللي هو في الشمال يتبينها لك. في اسكتلند في ايرلند الار تبان. هذه طبعا قصه الار يقولوا لها روتك ونون روتك. الروتك اللي هم اللي ينطقوا فيها اللي تطلع صوت الار، كل ما تمشي الشمال يقولوا لها روتك ار، روتك لانها تطلع الار. والنون روتك اللي هم جماعه الجنوب اغلبهم ما ينطقوش في الار. حتى في امريكا على فكره في ولايات في جهات هي بوسطن، نيو جيرسي، نيويورك، في لهجات محليه في جهه شرق امريكا حتى هم الار ما ينطقوش فيها، لكن مش بالطريقه البريطانيه، بطريقه ثانيه، لكن مش منطقه حتى هي ما بتنطقش. So روتك نون روتك.
عندهم التي هلبة هيك شويه بالذات في الكلام هيك متواصل. الفلاب تي هذه شويه صعبه وستوب تي. هذه اللي
correct.
يمضوا في المدى.
Yeah, some regional dialects are even worse. في اللهجات المعينة أصعب من الثانية. Okay. Do you see the vowel sounds. Do you see the ones at the bottom? هما كلهم ليلوطة في الصفحة الأخيرة. These are diphthongs. These are the diphthongs. So chair, near. So it's like a merger of two sounds in a way, kind of. Boy, because it starts in one part and then it ends in another one. It's not just one sound. If you pay attention, when you say boy, you start with a o, but you end with a I. Noi. Yeah. Do you see? The same thing with nine. You start with an I, but then it becomes in nine. I. Do you notice it? It's not like you. Yeah, it starts one way, it ends in another. Go. You start up, but then oh, there's a change. اللي فيهم التغيير هذول يقولوا لهم diphthongs. It's not super important, but it's fun, I think. Especially if you find a website and you put all of these. I think there are some websites where you enter, or you can choose a list of diphthongs and a list of words, and then they show you the phonetic pronunciation, how the Americans do it, how the British, how the Australians, and you can see that the phonetics change from each dialect or each accent. They do them slightly differently. If I find one of these websites, I'll send them to you in the inbox, and you can just see them for fun. It's not really, I mean, super important, but it's good to know them, just for fun, I guess. All right, so
it helps for
of course, definitely, it helps with pronunciation, because it sort of improves even your imagination when you see these words. You see, because you know, because that one is, there's that phoneme, that one, that diphthong, but it's nice, especially at this level, because intermediate is not a low level, so knowing these things is nice. All right, so we can move on. All right, now, make and do. Okay, make and do is an interesting problem, because in many languages, make and do is the same. Because in Portuguese and Spanish, the verb is the same. In Spanish, hacer, and in Portuguese, fazer. It's the same. But in English, there's a distinction. And even in Arabic, if you think of it, there's a على قلب الليبي, ندير. There's no distinction, right? If you pay it, لو باللهجة الليبية. بالفصحى مش
ندير
ممكن.
ساندويتش ولا ندير القهوة.
بالضبط. مثلا do yoga, ندير yoga, make a cake, ندير كيكة, right? So ندير بالليبي. So it's the same, but in English there is a bit of a distinction. Okay, so it's not a very complicated topic, but I think they want us to pay attention that in English we don't use them exactly in the same way. There's a slight difference. So this is why exercise 1 is a good collocation exercise, a good vocab exercise, when they show you how to use make, or which words, which phrases go better with make, and which phrases go better with do. I think most of these you can do them automatically without even thinking, just from normal everyday language, using the language. I think you can guess them correctly. But we can check them just in case there might be mistakes. It's not a big deal because we have a nice summary at the end. All right, so let's sort of divide them. Maybe the first group, let's box them so we can divide them in a sort of equal way. Okay, so, oops. So, okay, the first box, maybe Brahim can do it. The second box, we can leave it for Noha. And the last box, Brahim again. Okay, so Brahim, can you start again? Can you start, please? And remember, the idea is just to pair these phrases, just pair them with make or do, okay? And I think here there's no clear rule, but maybe you need to follow your sense. Try them. For example, the cleaning, right? Try it with make the cleaning. Do you feel comfortable
Do the cleaning.
Do the cleaning. Which one do you feel comfortable with? Even if you're not sure, you'll just have to go with it, okay? Don't overthink it.
Make the cleaning and do the cleaning.
Yes. Which do you feel is is better?
None, actually. It's heavy عزوز حسيتها.
Okay. But go with a guess. Let's say your life depends on it. So just make a guess. Do you know Ibrahim, like the Godfather, when he makes him an offer, he can't refuse, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't become an offer anymore. This is like the joke, the play on the phrase.
Do maybe. Do the
Okay.
cleaning.
All right, so I'm going to put do. So number 2, of course, is do. Number 1 is make. All right, decision.
Make a decision.
Okay, this one feels a lot more easier, right? It's you know, it feels natural. Okay, a course.
Do.
Okay. Mistake.
Make a mistake.
Okay. Homework.
Do.
Okay. Money.
Make.
Friends.
Make.
Nothing.
Do.
Exercise.
To exercise. Do.
All right. Okay. Now, Noha, what about your small? I'm sorry, I'm giving you small boxes, but I want Ibrahim to practice a little more. Okay. What about the middle box now?
Do the washing up.
Okay.
Make a noise. Do the shopping.
Okay.
Make a dinner.
Do the shopping.
Yeah.
Dinner. Make dinner. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do some work.
Okay.
Do the washing.
Okay.
Make. Okay.
A degree. I don't know. Do a degree. Make a degree.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but it's an excuse. Maybe make an excuse.
Okay.
Do an excuse.
Okay. And
Not sure.
okay. Next box.
Make
Ibrahim.
someone laugh.
Okay.
Do an exam.
Mm-hmm.
Make up your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Do the housework. Make a progress.
Okay.
Make a cake.
Mm-hmm.
Do an appointment. Make an appointment. Make an appointment.
Okay.
Make someone a favor. Do someone a favor. Do.
Okay.
Make a mess of something.
All right. Okay, so let's check your answers. Let's see. Let's go to the summary in page 142. Let's go there. Okay, let's see if... okay, I think I have to clear the page. Okay, so we make a decision, we make a mistake, we make money, we make friends, we make a noise, we make dinner, we make an excuse, we make someone laugh or someone, excuse me, or someone die, make someone cry, not die. Okay, make up your mind, make progress, make a cake, make an appointment, make a mess. All right. So we do the cleaning, do a course, do homework, do nothing, do exercise, do the washing up, do the shopping, do some work, do the washing, do a degree now. So degrees would do.
Yeah.
It's like course. Yeah. Do a course, do a degree. So
I'm doing a master degree. Yeah, got it now.
Yeah. Do an exam, do housework, do someone a favor. So all of them are correct, right? I think this is the only one.
Yeah.
Which is excellent. So we only have one mistake in this. So very good. All right, so Ibrahim, no mistakes. That's also good on your part. Very nice. All right, now, and here, I think we have a few common expressions. Right, so we have the tips. These are the tips. Exactly. I was just about to say this, but it's good that it's written here, because let's just start from the last tip here. Can you see the last tip?
Yeah.
What does it say?
Do washing up. Do the dishes.
So this is yeah, it's a UK versus US thing. That's why on television, you probably won't hear do the washing up. Almost all the English on television now is American. So you'll probably hear do the dishes. You won't hear the first one. But the British say do the washing up. Yeah. All right, so let's read the tips from the beginning. Let's check. And let's check the phrases. But I think this is from the previous exercise. I mean, the next exercise. So maybe we don't want to check them just yet. I want to see if the exercise, the one we have, the one after number one, I mean number two.
Even with the me.
Yes. Okay, so it's not included. So we can go back. Sorry. Yes, Noha? What did you say?
Even the phrase, I'm not sure if am I right or not. Do the washing. I think US are saying load or the
laundry. Do the laundry.
Do the
laundry.
Yeah.
They don't say the washing.
Correct.
I guess.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Yes, they don't say do the washing, the Americans. They say do the laundry. And I think here in our Libyan accent we say launderia. We just use the Italian one because this is what the Italian is called. But Americans also say laundromat. The place, launderia, lavanderia. Diarrhea. It's the same sound. So they say laundromat, but if you're talking about the clothes doing the washing, they sometimes say doing the laundry. Okay, so here we have some common expressions. I think you know all of them. There's nothing new here, but I think they wrote them in a box here, maybe just to show you that these are maybe kind of fixed expressions, I think, or fixed phrases. That's why maybe they put them in the box. So make an excuse. I think this is clear. Children do this a lot, especially at school. I think students in courses, they do this all the time. So this is a big part of my professional life. I always hear excuses. So, and the example, I think, is more interesting for us. We read it. Can you read the example, please? Of course, examples, I always try to emphasize how important it is when seeing a new word or new expression. For me, if you want to skip the definition and read the example, for me, that's better than vice versa. It's better than reading the definition and skipping the example. Because the example will give you the context. And if you remember the example, you'll never forget the meaning. But if you just see the meaning, it's too abstract. You'll get busy, you'll have a nap, and you'll maybe forget about it. So the example is important. All right, can you read the first example, please, Ibrahim? The one about make an excuse.
Make an excuse?
Yeah, just read the example
Okay. You need to stop making excuses and be more responsible.
Right. It sounds something that a teacher or a parent would say, right? Something that's, yeah. All right. Okay. Noha, make up your mind. Can you read the example here with make up your mind?
I can't make up my mind where to go on holiday.
Okay. Now, if you wanted to paraphrase this sentence and you wanted to remove make up your mind, you want to put another word, how would you say this sentence?
I can't make a decision.
And you can even make it even shorter by using decision as a verb.
I can't decide.
That's it, right? It's the same meaning.
Yeah.
I can't make a decision. I can't decide. I can't make up my mind. All right, very nice. Now, make progress. This is also sort of a fixed or common expression. All right, Ibrahim, can you read the example for us here?
We haven't finished yet, but we are making good progress.
Yeah, I think it's also, the meaning is clear. We're almost, not almost there, but we're on the right track. This is another expression that has ماشيين به, ماشي حالنا ماشيين به. We're on the right track. Okay, make an appointment is also common. Now, how can you read the example, please, about making an appointment?
I've made an appointment to see the doctor.
Mm-hmm. I think with make an appointment, there aren't many phrases we can use it to substitute this. Because usually for appointments, you don't say booked an appointment. It sounds a bit weird. You usually say we make an appointment.
Yeah.
We don't use book an appointment, book.
Scheduled.
Scheduled an appointment. You need to make an appointment. I think make is the best collocation with appointment. It's the best verb.
Yeah.
Even scheduled an appointment, I think it's okay, but maybe it's not the right collocation. Okay, to make a mess of something. All right. Can you read this example, Ibrahim, please? The one about make a mess.
I made a mess on my exam. I only got 23%.
All right. Now, if you wanted to paraphrase this sentence, Ibrahim, if you wanted to give me the same meaning but different words, what would you say, or how would you rephrase this sentence?
I failed in my exam.
Yes, maybe. It doesn't exactly mean fail, or does it? Maybe that's correct, yes. Because 23 is definitely a big fail. Yeah, I agree. I think fail would be a good verb that summarizes this. All right, okay.
I didn't do well.
I didn't do well. Yeah, but when you say I didn't do well, this could be an understatement. There's something I don't. Maybe I talked about you. I talked about this with you, I think. No. In comedy statements, there are some tools which they're used in literature, but also in general comedy. There's something called hyperbole. Hyperbole is extreme exaggeration, right? So let's say you have an appointment with your sister or anybody in your family, okay? You're going to meet to have lunch, to coffee, whatever, right? And maybe your sister is like 10 minutes late or 15 minutes late, okay? So when you see her, you tell her, I've been waiting for ages. I've been waiting for a whole year for you to come. So this is exaggeration. It's done a lot in comedy.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is called hyperbole. It's a type of exaggeration. You're making something bigger than it is. I mean, you're doing it, you don't mean it literally, you mean it figuratively. مجازي نوعاً ما الكلام. But there's the opposite, and this is what the British like to do. For example, this one, the person who got 23%, maybe instead of saying I didn't do very well, you can say, it could have been better, you know. The person will say, so when you first hear it, you think, okay, maybe he got 80%. Maybe he didn't get 100. Maybe he got 80. But he's understating the disaster, right? Because it's 23, and that's very, very low for an exam. So he will use something to make it sound like it's not big. The opposite of hyperbole, make it smaller. عكس المبالغة نوع من التقزيم. British comedy is full of this. Yeah, this is a British thing. نتبع في بعض الكوميديين بتاعهم يجون فيها هالبالي. So there's a disaster and they make it sound small, and it's done to make you laugh, of course, for the audience to laugh. But these are two styles. One of them is making it bigger. The British, they like to make it like nothing really happened. Just it could have been better. And the other one will say, how much, how much did you score? What did you get? Oh, I got 23%. And then the audience laughs, right? So it works usually like this. Okay, so do the housework. Okay, let's check the example. I can't stand doing the housework. Yeah, I think it's clear. Nothing too interesting. Okay, the one about favor. There's another way of saying this. Okay, whose turn is it? I think, Noha, can you read the last one, please?
Could you do me a favor and help me with my homework?
Okay. So for favors, I think we can say, do me a favor. And there's another one. How can you ask for a favor?
Help.
Yeah, can you help me? This is the easiest one, yeah. But let's say you want to use the favor word.
Give me a hand.
Give me a hand. Correct. Yeah, could you please give me a hand? This is another way of asking for a favor. But I think you can say also, I need to ask you for a favor, right? Have you heard this? I think they use this as well. I need to ask you for a favor. Could you do me a favor? Maybe the second one is a little more American, I think. Can you do me a favor? The other one. I need to ask you for a favor, or I need a favor.
Would you mind if I asked you a favor?
Okay, I think that's okay. Maybe a little too long. Maybe you can say, can I ask you a favor? Can I ask you a favor? They sometimes do this like, so you can say, can I ask you a favor, or can you do me a favor? And if you think of it, do me is a very strange combination of verb and object, right? Do me a favor.
Like imperative.
Yes, it's, yeah. And then in the beginning, you have could, which is for polite requests, right? So sometimes expressions, if you break them down, they're a bit strange, like idioms. They don't really make sense word by word. But when you use them like this, that's how they use them. Okay, so these are the examples. I think we can move on. The tips, let's see if there's anything worth mentioning. We talked about the last one. Do the washing up British, do the dishes American. Let's see the other ones. Okay, so here we have some rough rules which will help in case we run into make and do in the future. All right, so the first one, can you please read it now? The first tip, the one about make.
Often you make for food words. Make a lunch, make a dinner, make a cake, etc.
Okay, and Ibrahim, can you tell us a little more about do?
We often use do for study words, do homeworks, do a degree, do an exam.
Okay, so this is one general distinction. And the last tip, Noha, please.
We usually use do for jobs connected to the house. Do the cleaning, do the washing, do my bedroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. All right, so these are sort of rough rules, but maybe we don't really need them because we didn't make many mistakes, I guess. All right, so we can go back to our lesson now and continue. Okay, now let's try to use, or let's try to apply these rules, the ones about make and do, and let's do these examples, okay? So maybe we can give the first 5 to Ibrahim and the last 5 examples, Noha can do them. All right, so the idea, Ibrahim, is just using make or do, depending on which one you feel more comfortable with. So you can start.
Did you make someone a favor last weekend?
Okay, can you read it again?
Did you make someone a favor last weekend?
And what's the other option?
Do.
Okay, can you try saying it with do?
Did you do someone a favor last weekend?
Which one do you prefer?
تقدر تركب فوق نشبح tips.
Do you want to check the rule again, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take you to the summary very quickly. Can you see the box?
Yeah.
Have you made up your mind?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Do معناها.
Yes. Okay. All right. What about the next one?
Are you good at making people laugh?
Okay. Mhm. Okay.
Do you usually do the washing up? Have you have you done any
Present
exercise
perfect.
this week?
Yeah.
Can you repeat it, Ibrahim?
Have you done any exercise this week?
All right. Okay. Now your turn.
Do you ever have to make excuses for being late? Are you doing another course at the moment?
Okay.
Have you made any new friends this year? Do you like do nothing at the weekend? Do you usually have to make dinner for other people?
Okay. All right. Okay. So okay. So all of these are correct, and this is just a nice, simple, straightforward, I think, exercise of using make and do. Okay, so it says here, ask other students the questions. Okay, let's do them as a conversation here. Okay, so now you can ask the first 5 questions, you can ask Ibrahim, and then he can ask you the next half. So go ahead, ask him these questions. Let's find out.
Okay. Are you going to do some shopping after class?
No, no, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Did you make someone a favor last weekend?
Can you repeat number 2?
Did you make someone a favor?
Is that correct, Ibrahim?
No. 2.
Okay. Are you good at making people laugh?
But you didn't answer her, Ibrahim. I think let's give him a chance to see if he did anybody a favor.
Maybe not. Don't remember.
Okay.
So are you good at making people laugh?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you usually do the washing up?
No.
Have you done any
washing up
you
يعني على اللندري ولا على المعين يعني عادة علشان تستخدم
mine?
Yes, mine.
معين.
Washing up, mine.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, washing is laundry.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sometimes, you said.
Yeah.
Have you done any exercises this week?
Yes. Swimming.
Okay, that's nice.
That's good for you.
Yeah. Okay, now your turn, Ibrahim. You can ask now about the last 5 questions.
Do you ever have to make excuses for being late?
Yeah, from time to time, yeah. Yeah.
Are you doing another course at the moment?
No, actually no, I'm not doing it. Thank you.
Have you made any few friends this year?
Yes. Any new friends?
It's pandemic year, so so I hardly ever seeing even my old friends. So how can I get a new
friends?
Maybe online. Maybe you can make them online.
A little bit busy, so I don't have enough time to make a new friends. Mine.
Do you like doing nothing at the weekend?
I wish if I can, but yes.
Do you usually have to make dinner for other people?
Yeah, every day.
Okay, so you're a dinner family. You like because some families don't like dinner very much, but some families they like dinner.
Yeah. I'm making my family lunch and it's food every day. So not just dinner and lunch and breakfast and appetizers and everything.
And any snacks in between too. Yes, especially with the lockdown because everybody's at home.
Sorry.
Yeah, everybody's hungry. When people stay too long at home, they all become hungry. Okay.
Yes.
So these are nice, nice sort of everyday questions, I think. Okay, so we did this part. We did the conversation part. We asked each other. I think we can go to number 3. All right, number 3 here we have some speaking, and we also have some listening. Let's see the first general question. Do you find it easy to make decisions? Let's see Ibrahim first. Do you find it easy to make decisions, Ibrahim? Is it easy to decide things?
No.
Why not? For you, why is it hard?
Maybe it has استغفر الله الكلمة هربت مني عواقب.
Okay, how do we say this? Think of it.
يعني بتحصل فيها
Okay.
You think a lot about the consequences.
أيوة هي دي.
Because of the consequences of your decision.
أيوة.
You're worried about the consequences. But there's a saying, I don't know if you've heard the saying, it says that more damage, I don't know if you agree with this or not. Maybe you could disagree, of course. It says more damage is done by indecision than bad decisions. I'll write it. So it says here, more damage or more harm is done from indecision than bad decisions. What do you think of this saying?
What's the meaning of indecision?
It's not making a decision. Yeah, not wanting to make a decision. Indecision. So someone who doesn't want to make a decision, we can say this person is indecisive. It means the person doesn't want to make a decision or doesn't know or isn't sure. A bit like what you described about your situation, because maybe they're worried.
Or doesn't want. This what? This?
Indecision.
Indecision, but what the adjective was?
Indecisive.
Person
indecisive. Indecisive.
Decisive.
Yeah.
You mean he can't make a decision, or he don't want to make a decision?
I think he can't. Not because he doesn't want to, but I'm going to confirm this because I'm now not very sure. But I think indecisive is someone who, it's like a personality thing. This person usually can't make decisions. He's always doubting his decisions, a person who's indecisive. But I want to check now. I'll check dictionary just to confirm if maybe this person, an indecisive person, maybe is intentionally not wanting to make a decision. So I want to see if the definition includes not wanting to make a decision. Indecisive. Okay, here I found. So indecisive, not being able to make choices quickly and confidently, not setting something or making something final or certain. Indecision. The noun is indecision. She's always been very indecisive. So it doesn't really say that if the person has any intent of not giving a decision, but it might include it. We can't rule it out.
But yeah, it's character referring to.
Yeah, it's a personality thing. So this person is usually like this. Yeah, it's not a one-time thing. It's a theme with the person's character. It's always like this. Okay, so what do you think? Do you agree with the saying, Brian? Do you think more damage is done from indecision than bad decisions? Do you think this is true, or maybe you disagree with this?
Yeah, I agree.
You agree? So you think maybe not making, so this means that not making a decision is maybe worse than making a bad one.
Yes.
Why?
يعني بالعربي خش فيها بعلي قربح يعني واحد خش فيها طول بدون ما يدور أي شيء بيتقربح حتى لو فكر كيف بيقربحها.
Not exactly, but هنا الفكرة أن someone indecisive. Yeah, go ahead.
الفكرة بالعربي إن عدم اتخاذ القرار أخطر من إنك تاخذ قرار خاطئ. يعني تاخذ قرار خاطئ ممكن الخسائر أو النتائج تكون أقل سوء من إن أنت ما تاخذش قرار بكل.
Yes, because people who believe what Noah said, they think that not making a decision, you're allowing someone else to make it for you. Maybe the circumstances, maybe your enemy, maybe time, and maybe you won't like the results of that decision because you didn't make it. But a bad one, even if it's a bad, maybe there are some consequences from the bad decision, but at least you know what they are and at least you made it. So you can learn from it, you can fix it, you can avoid other consequences. But some people say no, a bad decision is a bad decision. There's no difference. I think it's open to debate, this quote. It's a saying. فهذه فكرة يا إبراهيم. في اللي يقول لك أن أنت في الحالتين في consequences. قررت ولا ما قررتش ماشية الأمور، هو بس بتصير حاجة جاية بلوى. فمرات أنت تخش فيها مرات أحسن، على الأقل تبقى ضابط شاد شوية الستيرز. Maybe it's a bit like this, the idea. Okay, let's check the second question here, Brian. What was the last big decision you made? Can you remember a big decision you made? The last big decision you made. What was that?
Continue or stop working.
Okay, you continued working. You started working again. You started working again.
لا لو موقف.
You quit working. Is that the decision?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you decide to quit? Or what made you quit?
على البانديميك
Okay, but this
I
means.
work in a shop, so he wanted to open. I told him don't. قصة طويلة.
So you made the decision this time, not your employer.
Yeah.
So you told him, I'm not going to work in
لا.
in the pandemic. So you made the decision, right?
لا. Yeah.
He made the decision, or you made it?
I made the decision.
I see. Okay, so this is an example.
Time, isn't it?
Can you repeat that, Noha? I didn't hear you.
قصدي يعني تو هو هيك كان يقدر يقول أنا استقلت يعني resigned ولا
he resigned. I think yes, you can, but maybe resigned is a little too formal. But it has the same meaning. To quit your position is to resign. But I think maybe in this situation, because maybe it's not a very big position. You're not, for example, you're not the CEO or the owner of a company, right? So maybe you could just say quit. Okay. What about you, Noha? Do you find it easy to make decisions?
Not really, or not always. There is a big decision that you might be a little bit hesitated about it. But for small decisions, we make decisions every day, all the day long. So it depends on the decision that you have to make.
Okay. Can you give me an example of a decision or a type of decision that's quite easy for you to make, and the decision which is a bit big, or maybe needs a lot of, thinking and discussing maybe before it's made? Can you give me an example of both?
Okay. For example, when you decide to do some ordinary or thing, like I decide to buy a t-shirt, I decide to buy a small decision. It's or someone was mean to me, so I decided to leave him. As a I don't mean husband or something like this. I mean just
like a friend, you mean?
Someone who you know, so you can easily leave them, make your decision that it's a bad one, so I won't involve with them again. And big decision, like when you want to make to choose a good school for your children to go to. So you have to make a list of choices and study your budget, and it depends on many things to make a decision that it's a good school that I can afford to make them go to, and such a thing.
Okay, it sounds logical, I guess. Okay, and the last big decision you made, what was it? What was the last big decision you made?
Well, I made up my mind that whenever I have a chance to go abroad, I will do it. I will do it. Yeah, absolutely. Because the situation in Libya got horrible. So it's a hard decision, but I made my decision.
So you sort of prepared yourself, at least psychologically, that any opportunity, any chance that comes up from now on, that you'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Oh. And
right.
What made you sort of finalize your decision, or made you decide now? I mean, decide when you made your decision. What made you decide? Was there a specific event or something?
No, we're living good here, so I can't. It doesn't social problems or something like this. But when I'm thinking about my children's future, I see that they haven't any future in Libya.
Yeah, you're thinking in the long term,
we
in the future.
For good education, we are paying for even for the good water. We're paying for everything, and we don't get we don't get the best or what we want, even
if you're paying for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. The services are they don't match how much you're paying for them.
Yeah.
Is this what you're saying, in a way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes you can't get them, you can pay, so.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. The situation is a little, it's not very hopeful, and for
raising kids and bringing them.
Yeah.
It's hard here.
I agree. I think that's, hopefully it will work out for you. All right, okay.
Thanks.
Yola. So now I think we have a story, maybe similar to the story you mentioned. I'm not sure if it's about travel, but it looks like a big decision. So it says here, listen to Lily talking to her brother Adam. It says here, work in pairs. Student A, answer these questions about Lily, and student B, answer them about Adam. Okay, I think we can do it for both of us, for both of them. I think both Lily and Adam, we can check them together. But I'm trying to look for the photo of Lily and Adam. Okay, so this is Adam in the photo. He's sitting and talking. There's no photo of Lily, just Adam. Okay, let's hear their story. Let's listen to it and let's see. But let's read the questions first. Ibrahim, can you read the 3 questions? Because we are going to answer these. So let's just read them before we start. Go ahead.
Okay. Does she or he have a job at the moment? If so, what does he or she do? What decision does he or she have to make? What advice does she or he give to other person?
Okay. All right. So both of them, we need to answer each question for both characters, both Adam and his sister Lily. So maybe the questions about Adam, maybe Noha can answer them, and maybe you can focus a little more on Lily, Ibrahim. Okay. So let's listen to the story. Track 5.
Hello.
Hi, Adam.
Hi, Lily. How are things?
Oh, not too bad, I suppose. But now the kids are at school, I've been wondering what to do with my time. I get bored being at home all day on my own.
So, what choices do you have?
Well, I could go back to teaching, but I'm thinking of doing another degree instead.
Really? Wow.
Well, if I start teaching again, I'll be exhausted after a year. And I don't know if I want to work in a school all day and then look after 3 children when I get home.
What will you study if you do another degree?
I'd like to do fashion design. You know I've always been interested in that kind of thing. I've talked to a few colleges and I don't think it'll be a problem getting in.
Well, that's good. But you might not get in this year if you don't apply soon. It's already June.
Yes, I know.
What does Jack think?
Well, he's worried about the money side of things. You know how expensive university fees are nowadays. But unless I do it soon, I'll be too old.
Well, have you asked Mum and Dad? They might lend you some money.
Yes, that's a good idea. I'll ask them before they go on holiday.
Anyway, I don't think you should worry about the money. I think you should do what will make you happy.
Yes, you're probably right. As soon as I make up my mind, I'll let you know. So, how are things with you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Actually, I've just been offered a new job.
Really? Where?
Beijing.
Really? Wow, that's fantastic news. What's the job?
The same as I'm doing now. Sales manager. They want me to set up a new sales team there.
So, are you going to take it?
I don't know. I'm not sure I want to live on the other side of the world.
Oh, I'm sure you'll enjoy it when you get there.
Maybe. I've got a meeting with my boss on Monday about it. I'll make a decision after I talk to him.
Well, I think you should take the job. You might never get this kind of opportunity again.
But I can't speak a word of Chinese.
Well, why don't you do an intensive course before you go? I'm sure the company would pay for it.
Yes, that's not a bad idea.
Have you talked to Mum and Dad about this?
No, not yet.
Well, don't worry. I won't say anything until you decide what to do. I know they'll want you to go, though.
Yes, probably. Anyway, I'll call you when I know what I'm doing. So, how's Billy getting on at his new school?
Okay. Okay, so let's start with Lily. So it's Ibrahim's turn first. So, Ibrahim, does Lily have a job at the moment?
No, she doesn't.
Okay, and okay, so we can't answer.
If so, what she do?
Yeah, we can't answer that question. Okay, now, number 2. What decision, sorry, excuse me. What decision does she have to make?
Studying fashion design. Going to university?
Yes, I think that's it. She needs to decide whether she's going to study or not, right? And like you said, fashion design is the thing, yes. And what advice does she give? Does her brother Adam give her? Sorry, it's the other way. It's the other way, Ibrahim. I think. What advice does she give? Yeah. What advice does she give to her brother, to the other person? What advice does she give to Adam? She gave him some advice, right? When he talked about it.
She took a content course.
Okay. This is one advice, one of the things. But her main advice before taking an intensive course.
Intensive.
Okay, no problem. Let's go with that answer because it's correct. She did tell him, she did advise him to take an intensive course. So I think that's good enough for now. Okay, now let's see the questions about Adam. So no,
دقيقة بس.
Yeah.
أنا شو قلت على الكورس؟
Which course?
ما قلتش intensive.
I don't know.
شو اسمه الادفايس.
Yeah, but we don't know what you said.
تقدر من فضلك تكتبها intensive.
Yeah, sure. Intensive.
Okay.
Yeah. Because she did talk about a course. She did tell him to take the course.
Yeah.
Anyways, no problem. We'll hear it again. We'll listen to the story again, so don't worry. So number 1, Noha, do you does Adam have a job at the moment?
Yeah, he is starting a new job, I think.
But does he already have a job?
Sales manager. No. At the moment, he didn't say. He started to say that something of new job, but he trying to make his make up his mind about it, to make a decision.
Okay, so in your opinion, he doesn't have a job right now.
No, it doesn't have a job right now.
Oh, okay. And what decision does he have to make?
To take a job or not, because he is a little bit worried about that he doesn't speak Chinese.
Mm-hmm. And what advice does his sister? What advice does he give to his sister?
She was worrying about the money because her husband can't afford her study, university study or something like this, but he advised her, he recommended her to call her parents to lend her some money.
Okay, all right. Now, before we listen again to confirm these answers, here in number, okay, so we have a follow-up question. Compare the answers. What do you think Lily and Adam should do? Okay, before we do number 4, so this is sort of an opinion question for both of you. What do you think Lily and Adam should do? Ibrahim and Noah, what do you think?
About Lily, maybe she will work as a teacher again to save money and then study fashion design.
No, here the question isn't what she will do. It's what she should do, in your opinion. What do you think she should do?
Yeah, this is what she should do.
So you think she should, what did you say? Sorry, can you repeat it again?
Start teaching again to save money to study fashion design.
Okay, so this is your opinion. She should study and save money, save up money, and then use it to study.
Yeah.
Okay, and what about Adam? What do you think he should do?
I don't know, actually.
You're not sure?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think, Noam, about Lily and Adam? What should they do?
For Lily, I think it seems from her speech that has not enough time, that she doesn't have enough time to wait and gather money. So maybe she should do what her brother advised her to do, and lent some money, and she can give them back when she finished her study and maybe work or do something. About Adam, I don't know actually, but it seems he more likely to take the job, or he should do it. Seems that it's good opportunity, so.
All right, so you think he shouldn't skip it? He should take this opportunity.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So when in question number 4 here, we have a group of sort of sentences or things that we want to decide whether Adam or Lily said these things. All right. So all we need to do is just write A or L, so Adam or Lily, in front of each sentence, just to show if Lily said this or if Adam said this. Okay, so now you can start with number 1.
Lily. I start teaching
Right.
and we exhausted. Yeah.
Okay. What about the second one, Ibrahim?
You might not get.
No, I mean number 2.
This year. What will you study in? شنو اسمه آدم.
Okay. Number 3. No. What do you think?
You might not get in this year if you don't apply soon. Adam.
Number 4, the next one, Ibrahim.
But unless I do it soon, I will be too old. Lily.
Okay. And the next one, 5.
Lily. I think.
Okay. Number 6.
Both, maybe.
Number 6, both.
Adam.
Yeah, because they said I will let you know.
As soon as I make up my mind, I will let you know, Adam.
Yeah, I think Adam said this at the end of the
لكن
conversation.
حتى ليلي قالتها.
Maybe. Let's write also L. And because we're going to listen, so we can check it. No problem. All right. What about number 7?
I will make a decision after I talk to him. Lily.
Number 8.
She husband.
Right.
7. I think Adam.
All right. You think Adam? Let's write A.
Yeah.
In front of it, so we'll check. And
about his manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You're right, Brian.
I won't say anything until you decide what you do. Lily, she said.
So number 8, you think it's Lily?
But yes.
Okay.
I'll call you when I know what I'm doing. Not sure about it. I can't decide which one.
Brian, what do you think for number 9?
Adam, maybe.
Maybe Adam. Let's write A. Okay, let me repeat the track for you. We want to confirm these 9 points, but we also want to confirm the first part of the question, number 3. Okay, because I think one of you had something slightly wrong, but let's listen.
Track 5.
Hello.
Hi, Adam.
Hi, Lily. How are things?
Oh, not too bad, I suppose. But now the kids are at school, I've been wondering what to do with my time. I get bored being at home all day on my own.
So, what choices do you have?
Well, I could go back to teaching, but I'm thinking of doing another degree instead.
Really? Wow.
Well, if I start teaching again, I'll be exhausted after a year. And I don't know if I want to work in a school all day and then look after 3 children when I get home.
What will you study if you do another degree?
I'd like to do fashion design. You know I've always been interested in that kind of thing. I've talked to a few colleges and I don't think it'll be a problem getting in.
Well, that's good. But you might not get in this year if you don't apply soon. It's already June.
Yes, I know.
What does Jack think?
Well, he's worried about the money side of things. You know how expensive university fees are nowadays. But unless I do it soon, I'll be too old.
Well, have you asked Mum and Dad? They might lend you some money.
Yes, that's a good idea. I'll ask them before they go on holiday.
Anyway, I don't think you should worry about the money. I think you should do what will make you happy.
Yes, you're probably right. As soon as I make up my mind, I'll let you know. So, how are things with you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Actually, I've just been offered a new job.
Really? Where?
Beijing.
Really? Wow, that's fantastic news. What's the job?
The same as I'm doing now. Sales manager. They want me to set up a new sales team there.
So, are you going to take it?
I don't know. I'm not sure I want to live on the other side of the world.
Oh, I'm sure you'll enjoy it when you get there.
Maybe. I've got a meeting with my boss on Monday about it. I'll make a decision after I talk to him.
Well, I think you should take the job. You might never get this kind of opportunity again.
But I can't speak a word of Chinese.
Well, why don't you do an intensive course before you go? I'm sure the company would pay for it.
Yes, that's not a bad idea.
Have you talked to Mum and Dad about this?
No, not yet.
Well, don't worry. I won't say anything until you decide what to do. I know they'll want you to go, though.
Yes, probably. Anyway, I'll call you when I know what I'm doing. So, how's Billy getting on at his new school?
Okay. All right, so...
Yeah. He's sales manager now, yeah.
Yes, that's it. Yes. So he already has a job, and it's a sales manager. This new offer, it's the same position, just in another country, in another office.
Yeah, set up sales team.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So they want to give them some more responsibilities. I think here, so as soon as I make up my mind, I'll let you know. So who said this?
Lily.
Number 6.
Yeah, number 6.
It was Lily.
Yes, it was.
Number 9, Adam.
Correct. The rest were correct, so that's good. Okay, so this is the story of Adam and Lily. Let's move on. Let's check the next exercise, number 5. I think we have a bit of grammar in number 5. Okay, so we have conditionals. Okay, so Ibrahim, I don't know if you've heard of something called the conditional, but this is a very important, not very important, but a big part of intermediate grammar is the conditional tense. It's called conditional, okay? So conditional, it usually has 2 parts. There's an if clause and the sort of the result clause or the other clause, the main clause. So every conditional sentence has 2 parts, right? An if clause and a main clause. Clause is like half. So clause means like half a sentence. Think of it as half a sentence. So here, if you check this example, if I start teaching again, this is the if clause. You see, there's a comma after it. مفصول على اللي بعده. Can you see it? Do you notice it? And the second clause or the main clause is, I'll be exhausted after a year. This is the main clause. So every conditional sentence has 2 parts. So here you are, you have the main. Let me just write them. Main clause. والجهة اللي فيها الإف هذه يسموا فيها the if clause. Clause, like I said, it's just a grammar word which means half a sentence or something like this. Okay? So any conditional sentence has these 2 parts. They sometimes change the tenses inside the both clauses. They sometimes change. مرات هذه if I the verb is not infinitive sometimes. مرات يجيك حاجة ثانية. Okay? So the tenses inside the clauses, these change, of course, and the meaning will change when you change them. But generally speaking, I just want you to understand that all conditional clauses, all conditional sentences are made up of if clause, main clause. Okay? Is it clear here? You get the idea? لحد توا معنا ولا تسمعنا إبراهيم؟
عادة باقي سؤال ديما الاف كلاوز يجي قبل المين كلاوز؟
لا مش ديما. Sometimes you can switch them. عرفت تقدر تقلبهم. يعني هذا حتى السنتنس هذا نقدر نقوله I'll be exhausted after a year if I start teaching again. لكن لما تديرها بالطريقة هذه ما عادش يبدأ فيه كوما، ما عادش يبدأ مفصول، تبدأ طرف واحد. عرفت؟ يعني ما عادش يبدأ فيها في الكوما بيناتهم. يبدأ كله ورا بعض، كله بجرد بعض in one sentence. You get the idea? But the classical way is like this. You start with an if and you finish. But like you said, your answer is, your question is completely normal. You can switch the order. عادي. اللي بتبدأ بالmain والif وراها ما فيش مشكلة. Just say it in reverse. I'll be exhausted after a year if I start teaching again. Is it clear? It's the same meaning, right? All right. So yeah. So this is an example, and this one, the type of this conditional is called first conditional. So حنفهم وش الفرق بين first and second بين zero. هم عائلة واحدة تيجي قرب 4 أو 5 أنواع. So كل واحدة عندها اسم. Okay. I think 4. We have 4, right? We have 0, 1, 2, 3, and we have mixed.
0, 1, 2, 3.
But we also have there. I think they call them mixed conditionals.
I don't.
Yeah, there is something called mixed conditionals.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the formal ones I think 4, 0 and 1, 2, 3. Okay. Brian, معنا ولا مش معنا؟
إيه معكم يعني.
Okay. All right. Because I know this is new for you, but this is just an introduction, just to show you what it's about. Okay. So very quickly, عندنا حاجة في الجرامر اسمها conditionals. Conditionals. This is a type of grammar structure or rule or something that exists in pre-intermediate A, B, and maybe intermediate grammar. Okay. Today we are going to talk about 2 types. هو مش 2 types, هو نوع واحد نتكلم عليه. I think it's the first conditional. This is the one we'll talk about. All right. So in the first conditional, it has a certain tense. And what's the tense here? What do you see in the if clause? شنو نوع الverb اللي استعملناه? I'm going to circle it for you. I want you now to take a look at the tenses of the verbs and tell me.
كيف يعني إيه فهمتش؟
Okay.
الزمن يعني نستعمل فيه الverb هنا مش هي present و past وكذا.
Yeah. What
tense يعني شنو؟
الزمن الفورم بتاع الverb يا إبراهيم. Can you see the tense? Can you see the verb? شنو نوع؟
future.
يعني present past.
هذا الأول future. If I start, what's the tense here? Is it future? If I start.
Present.
Correct. هذا it be. So in the if clause, ما هنيته السؤال شوف أنت في number C, part C. What does it say? Can you read the part C here? The question number 5C.
Which verb form do we use in each clause?
Yeah, can you answer it?
Present.
أما هو اللي فيه present. أما clause. The if clause ولا main clause?
The if clause.
Correct. In the if clause, in this example, in the if clause we have present simple. Okay. But what about the 10? The main clause. What do we have? What tense do we have in the main clause?
Will.
Good. That's it. And in the main clause, and will. Okay. Can you also quickly do number 5, A and B? جزئية A and B. وتكلمنا عليهم. I'd like you to answer them again if you could.
Which is the if clause, the first one?
Correct.
If I start.
Yes. Correct.
Well, which is main, the second one, I will be exhausted after a year.
Exactly, that's it. And you also answered part C. So طبعا هذا الكلام اللي تو جاوبناه على C بشرح لكل الconditions يا إبراهيم. It's only for the one we're talking about too. ما هتم كل واحدة كل عيلة يعني كل فرد في العيلة عنده جوه بروحها. فهمتني كيف؟ يعني الفيرست مش the second راح مش the third. يعني هذا الكلام اللي أنت قلته the one about the present simple in the if clause and the will in the main clause مش كلهم الكلام هذا only in the first. To get the idea. So this is specific for this type of conditional, but not all of them are like this. Is that clear? You get the point? الأنواع الثانية مش مطلوبة منك نعرفوها توا لكن just خلي في بالك أنها they're not the same. التنسز حيكونوا متغيرات وهذا الفرق بيناتهم. الأزمنة مش نفسها فيهم كلهم. لكن هذا تحط على جنب. Let's focus on the first condition now. Okay, so I'd like you to take a look at sentences 1 to 3 in pages in the previous exercise, number 1 to 3. I don't want to move from the page because can you please read them for us from your book? I mean, examples 1, 2, 3.
Okay. If I start teaching again, I will be exhausted after a year. What will you study if you do another degree? You might not get 1, 2, 3. You might not get in this year if you don't apply soon.
Okay. Now, did you hear the 3 examples Noha read, Brian? Did you hear them?
كانت عودهم.
Okay. If I start teaching again, I will be exhausted after a year. Then, what will you study if you do another degree? You might not get in this year if you don't apply soon.
Okay. So, in your opinion, Ibrahim?
الزوز الثاني الأخيرات الإف جل الثاني.
Yeah, that's okay. Because زي ما قلت أنت حتى لما تشقلبهم يمشي الحال عادي. No problem. But my question is, do these sentences, the ones that Noha read, even the ones which are in reverse, مقلوبات, حتى هم, do they talk about the present or the future, in your opinion?
Present.
Okay, let me, I think, show you the example. Okay, I'll take you here. Can you see them?
Teaching again.
I'm going to box them.
If I start teaching, I'll be exhausted every year. What will you study? You might not get this year if you don't apply soon.
So, what do you think? Are these about the present or about the future? Let me show you the question again. So the question says, do these sentences talk about the present or the future? These 3 sentences.
The future.
Okay, correct. But why? Why is it the future?
Because it's not at the speaking moment.
You mean the results are later?
Yeah.
Okay. If you pay attention here.
Will you
So you can see that in the main clause, they use will in the first 2. Do you notice?
Yeah.
I'll be exhausted. This is for the future. This is the main clause. And what will you study? This is also in the main clause. And here, you might not get in. He's making a prediction also in the future. Might not get in. It's a future prediction with low probability. Might not get in. Right? You get the idea? So it's all about the future. So in these three examples, the main clause in all three examples, it's in the future. That's why these sentences are about the future. Do you get the idea?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the second part of the question here, it says, where is it? Yeah. Can you read part B here? Does the if clause, can you see it at the bottom left, Brian?
BB.
Yeah.
Does the if clause talk about things that are possible or certain?
Let's go to the if
possible.
clause.
If.
Yes, exactly. بالضبط. In all these examples,
if دي حاجة possible.
Correct. مش certain. Okay, good. BC.
BC.
Yeah.
Is the if clause always the first in the sentence? No.
Correct. So you can switch them. Doesn't have to be always first. Good. D.
How do we make a question in the first conditional?
Okay, let me take you to the question. باش تشوفها. Where's the question in these three examples? Which one of them is a question?
And okay. What will you study if you do another degree?
Correct. So this is the question. So can you break it down? Can you tell me how we make a question? Because this is the first conditional question, right? Okay, so what do we use? How can we make a first conditional question? What are the parts you see in front of you?
WH question.
Correct. So start with the WH question. Then we have will. Yes. What do we call you?
Be.
No, it's a subject. Subject pronoun. You, he, she,
subject,
it.
yeah.
Okay. ضمير يعني. Okay. And then after that.
Study. Verb.
Infinitive. You have to use infinitive here. Right? Can we say what will you studied? What will you studying? يمشي الحال ولا يمشيش؟
شو قلت؟
Can we say what will you studying or what will you study? I mean studying or studied.
Study.
يعني مثلا ما نقدرش نغيرها ولا نقدر.
study.
نقدر نقوله studied ED ولا نقدر نقوله studying ING ولا ما نقدرش.
نقدروش احنا نتكلم عن future. ما نقدرش نسألوا بالماضي صيغة الماضي.
Correct. ومش هذا السبب.
حتى هذا الفيرب.
Yeah. Because here لأن عندنا will صح ولا إبراهيم؟ will you have to use an infinitive after will. Do you get the idea? Will you go? Will you come? Will you stay? Now, can you hear me?